got to record myself. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the thrilling conclusion of my training day. So, most importantly, out of all the things we've gone through is the POS system, the point of sale system. Without this, you will not be able to enter orders, and you'll be scrambling around writing dupes all night. So, I know a lot of you know Aloha and maybe have been familiar with Micros or Dinerware. Our system is Lavu, which is a new state-of-the-art wireless, hardware-less, very easy to use, accessible technology. It's brand new software, been in development for about 2 years now, I think, 2 to 5. I started using this at Paris Bistro, and when it started, it wasn't that great. Had a lot of blips and errors because it's new software. The great thing about using this POS system is it is new, it's in development, so you can always get on the phone with someone who is a developer and they can make changes for you. Now, this version, this is 3.2, I believe. This has a lot of the errors fixed, so it's very easy. We actually installed it last week at Warm Daddy's because the Micros we had from 1984 finally went down, and we got lucky. We're now in the modern age. So many of you, being that you are what is considered the millennial crowd, are familiar with iPads and wireless technologies. So it should be second nature to you while using this. So we went through getting you into the back end, so you all should have a number. I mentioned it's probably the last part of your SOCH. You're going to enter it, that's going to be your PIN number. So I'm just going to do a brief demonstration. So here it is, this is what the screen looks like. I type in my code, which I'm not going to show you, sorry. And then it goes into this. When you have a prompt such as settings have changed, you always hit yes, please, because that means I'm adding something from the back, like, hey, we have a new special we just decided to run. I go and put it in the back. It needs to be uploaded into the system, so you need to reload. Now, if you look at this, this is your table layout for the dining hall area. We have different menus though. Let me see. I think. Okay, we will. We'll have 3 different spots. So this will be dining hall, then you'll have one for the bar area, the map, and then you'll have one for the jazz lounge itself. Basically what you do is you tap on the table that is yours. So pretty easy. You can, if you have really bad vision, you can enlarge it as well. We'll say table 106. It'll ask you how many guests. We'll say 2. Then it'll go into the main screen. The main screen consists of 2 sides for now. It's food and bar. So if you want your drinks, drinks are going to be in bar. Everything is in alphabetical order, or it will be once I set it up in the back. When you go into bar, you'll see draft beer, cocktails, bottled beer, everything. Even non-alcoholic beverages will be back here. Coffee and tea will be in here as well. So all you do, you click on the button, and it gives you options on the screen. When you bring in something, it's going to eventually prompt you the seat number and course number if you want for entrees. There is a prompt for it. It's also up here in the corner. So you'll see a seat number and you'll see a fork number. That'll be course number, and this will be seat number. You can either do it one of 2 ways. You can put it in there, or you can do it when it prompts you to put it in, which I'll put it in the back. I think it's easier that way. Basically, you ring it through, you hit send. Always hit send. If you don't hit send, it's not going to go through, and no one will get your ticket. It'll just sit there, and you'll wonder why you didn't get anything. If you hit save, it won't send, okay? So you hit send, bam, I can't send anything because this isn't hooked up right now. But it's pretty accessible. So you go to bar, you put in all your drinks, you go to food, you're gonna enter, you want want your appetizers first, right? So you're gonna go to, we'll say for now, the fork one. It says set active course 1. I'm gonna do whatever, a soup or a green. This gives you a list of different kinds of dressings you can use for your salad. Bam. Then I go to my main entree, and I'm going to go course 2. Bam. Put that in. And if it comes with significant sides or something, if you have a choice, that'll prompt you at that point for those. Now, when you send the order through, bam, and I can't send it. Oh, here we go. It says course 1, course 2, or all unsent. Always hit all unsent. Don't just send course 1. If you just send course 1 because you want course 1 right away because that's a fire, you're going to send course 1 and the kitchen's only going to have that ticket. Then when you send course 2 through, they're going to see it as a course 2 and they're not going to fire that ticket. Does everybody understand the concept of firing and not firing? So with the first course, automatic fire. Course 1, automatic fire. Course 2, the kitchen sees that, the expediter sees that, they're not going to send it until you hit the fire button. So there will be a button in here that says fire course 2, fire course 3. You have to hit that. But if you ring things through and you don't send everything through, you just send course 1, and you send course 2 through to the kitchen, they're not going to send it until you hit fire. So always hit all unsent. Okay, that's a mistake I've noticed a lot of people do as you're getting acclimated to the system, and you wonder why your pork chops are now going on 30 minutes because the kitchen has a ticket hanging up there for a course 2, and I've never gotten a fire for them. Okay, it's pretty accessible, pretty easy. Basically, if you want to split a check, if you have the right position numbers in, say you have a table of 5 and they're all like, oh, we want to split our checks. Oh, it's horrible. With this, if you have all the seat numbers correct, it'll split off by seat. So you just go to split, hit something, and if you pull that down, it says split evenly or split by seat. If you split by seat, it'll go by seat 1, seat 2, seat 3. I didn't put it in, so you're not going to see it, but you can split it evenly. Say a table says they just want to, it's 4 people, we just want to split it up 4 ways. You can go split evenly, it'll ask you how many times you want to split it. You can split it number of checks. So if you split it by 4, it'll divide everything by 1/4. You don't need to do anything. Our credit card system will be separate, so you don't have to worry about running things through the Lavu at all. But when you go to close a check, you go to checkout, you go to, it has little prompts for like dollars, $5, $7. I don't use any of that. I just use, type in the whole amount, hit cash, or hit card. It'll probably ask you what kind of cards, put Visa for everything, it doesn't really matter. And then if it's a credit card, it'll ask you to tip. But if you don't put it in at that point, you can always go back in the end, and I'll show you this. At the end of the day, this Lavu sign up in the left-hand corner, you press on it, it goes server functions. So server functions is where you will print out your server summary at the end of the day, but also if you want to add your tips, you forgot to put in your tip when you were closing out your check, you can enter it here, it'll show you all your checks, and it'll have an open space to put in the check, put in the tip. So that's basically the overview of it. The great thing about this is if you notice something's missing, like say, hey, a guest keeps adding crab to their dish and there's no button for that, and it's becoming a hassle, I can just add a button, it'll say add crab, and it'll go $5 automatically. So you don't have to, hey, how much is that, how much is that? I'm able to update things as fast as you're able to give them to me, so it makes it a very workable system. The biggest issues you're going to have with this are if the Wi-Fi is not good, you're going to get stuck, it's going to be offline, you're not going to be able to enter anything. But here, as opposed to most of our restaurants, this is like the best Wi-Fi we have FiOS. So Jazz Cafe right now is a little spotty at points, but that'll be fixed by the time we open. So I don't think you have to worry about that. And again, the whole course firing thing, we really need to make sure to be on that, because I say it all the time, and I say it till I'm blue in the face, but every Friday and Saturday, there's course 2s hanging in the window, and servers are coming up to me and saying, where's my food? Why hasn't it been fired? Because it's course 2, and it's not going to go through. So remember, all on sent, always. If it asks you to resend an order, hit no. If you resend your order, the kitchen's going to get your whole ticket again, and it's going to confuse service because they're going to get a whole first and second course again for your table. Usually people do that by accident, but make sure you don't resend your order unless something didn't go through.
Does it tell you when you fired something and
time?
At what point? Yeah. Like
No,
how
well,
long it's been?
the ticket will show in the kitchen what time it got fired. You're not going to be able to see it on here though. So you should be able to know that though. Like, hey, I fired my food at 7:20, and if your food's running a little long, 15 minutes or so, you should be able to go to the kitchen and say, yeah, I fired my food 15 minutes ago, just wondering ETA on that, right? You should always check back around 15 minutes.
So if I take an appetizer order and they're still taking time with their main course order, I'm going to type that in, hit send, and fire.
Well, automatically just send it through.
Just send it.
Yep.
And then when I take the main course, I'll enter it in and hit send again, but not fire.
As long as you ring it in as course 2.
Yeah, if it's a whole, yeah.
If you say your table got an appetizer and you put in the order, their appetizer came out, and then they put in their entree order, you probably want to go back and ring that entree order in as a course 1 right away, because that's an order fired. Don't ring it in as course 2, or it's going to be sitting in the window until you fire it. And at that point, it's probably been 10 minutes or so. So
even if it's a course 2, you can bring it in since it's a course 1 if you need it right now?
Correct.
Okay.
So a course 1 is going to be an order fire. A course 2 is going to be a halt. Halt until I'm ready for it. I'm going to press the fire button. Whenever you ring course 2, that'll be, kitchen's going to hold it till whenever. Or course 3 or course 4.
So you would use that if they ordered both their appetizers and their course 2?
At the same time.
At the same time,
Yep.
so you can enter both and then just fire course 2 when the appetizers are halfway?
Yeah, I would, like I was telling you before, I think it all depends on how the kitchen's doing in the back, but I think the kitchen should be good enough that we can probably fire the food near the end of when they're finishing up the appetizers or when we cleared them, and the food should be out within 5 to 10 minutes after that. That's ideal. That's the hope. On a Saturday night at 8 o'clock at night, when you have 150 orders in the kitchen, might not be. You might have to fire a little earlier, but you know, it's all play by ear. We live in a very organic environment, and everything will be test and move, along with the system, which makes it that much better to work with. More questions? Okay, so I'm going to pass this around while we're waiting on Bo to do cocktails. If you all just want to, you've seen it already, so pass that one around too. So just go through it, kind of like look at the menu. If you have questions, I'll come around and answer those. Cool.